What is going on, everybody? My name is Franklin Gonzalez and welcome back to my channel. Today, we will be reviewing the adjustable kettlebell by Powerblock. Now, right off the bat, this kettlebell is a little bit more on the pricey side, but for good reason. It cost me about $170 USD, and the reason why it costs so much is because it replaces 4 kettlebells with one, saving you space and saving you time, especially nowadays because you guys already know how hard it is to find equipment. Now, Powerblock is known obviously for their dumbbells, which in my opinion are the best adjustable dumbbells, but they ventured into the realm of kettlebells, obviously because you guys know how CrossFit has blown up. Kettlebells in general are probably one of the best pieces of equipment you can buy, especially for your home gym because of the variety of exercises you could do with it. So Powerblock decided, you know what? Let's make a kettlebell that's also adjustable. Now, this kettlebell does have some pros and some cons to it, as you're going to be seeing during my exercises today, and I want to talk about them. Now, right off the bat, the first pro you're going to get for this kettlebell is the fact that it's 4 weights. It goes 10 pounds, 22 pounds, 26 pounds, and then 35 pounds. So that's 4 kettlebells. What I found when using these kettlebells myself is when doing stuff like goblet squats, deadlifts, front squats, presses, they felt pretty good. But when doing the other exercises that usually use a kettlebell for in CrossFit type training, like kettlebell swings, kettlebell thrust, push press, and stuff like that, that requires more explosive movement and for you to really have a good handle with a kettlebell, this kettlebell was not the best. It was pretty uncomfortable to use in those situations. One of the limiting factors with this kettlebell for people like me who are a little bit taller, who have bigger hands, is the fact that you can't put both hands in the handle of the kettlebell. You just can't. The kettlebell grip is a little bit too small for that. So maybe not a lot of people are going to deal with that, but for people who have bigger hands, that's something you want to take into consideration. Now, I have 2 kettlebells, so I can kind of alleviate that problem by just doing dual kettlebell swings and stuff like that, but that is something you want to look at. Now, the outside of the kettlebell is pure steel. It isn't coated in polyurethane, so it is going to hurt a little more when you're catching it on your shoulder or if you bump yourself with it. But if you're a trained person who knows how to use kettlebells pretty well, then that won't be that big of an issue. What will be an issue with this kettlebell is definitely the shape of it. It's in a weird square triangle type shape, so it's very unique, and I don't really think it works 100%. Now, I have a lot of experience with kettlebells. When I used to work at Gold, I taught an entire kettlebell class about 2 times a week for like a year. So I'm very experienced with kettlebells, and I have a certification in using them and stuff like that. So when I used this Powerblock kettlebell, I knew right off the bat I was not gonna use it for explosive movements because it doesn't work for it. And when doing stuff like a goblet squat, even just holding it, it feels very unstable. It feels like it's gonna slip out of your hands because when grabbing a regular kettlebell, it has like a curve to it. So you kind of get a good grip on it, regardless of the size. That's what she said. In my opinion, the main uses for this kettlebell, like I said before, is gonna be for doing more static motions and more compound lifts instead of doing stuff like swings and explosive motions, because I just don't think this kettlebell was really made with that in mind. Now, if you're just starting off a home gym and you want to start working out at home and you see this kettlebell in stock for $170, you got to pretty much put both things in mind. Either you have a kettlebell that you can't really use it for everything you use a regular kettlebell for, but it's well priced and it saves you space and it's going to save you some money for the weight. But then you can't use it for some of the motions. So if let's say you're a CrossFit trainer, or anyone who does explosive motions with kettlebell like swings and stuff, or you're just somebody who's a little bit bigger in terms of size, I personally would just suggest getting one heavier regular kettlebell, one round one, mostly because it's just going to be more comfortable, easier to use. Like, I find myself not really wanting to use this kettlebell that I got because of the fact that in general, I just can't get a good grip on it. I do a lot of compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and stuff like that. And just the fact that I can't really get a good grip on it based on the fact that my hands are a little bit bigger, it doesn't work out well for me. When holding the kettlebells in the front rack position, they also dig into the shoulder a little bit based on the fact that it's more jagged edges instead of a whole circular thing. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Now, I don't want to sound like I completely hate this kettlebell. The kettlebell is good for what depends on what you use it for. So like I said, it's all a matter of preference, and it's all a matter of what you want to use the kettlebell for. If you just want to use it for deadlifts, squats, front squats, presses, and stuff like that, then I consider this kettlebell a pretty good option for you. But if you're going to use it for any explosive movements, I would consider going another route. Now, one thing that I didn't encounter when using this kettlebell is any dangers with the pin slipping out and the weight falling out. So that's a good thing. I think it's magnetized, so that's the reason why it's not going to work that way. Or it's not going to fail on me. If you're a person with larger hands, then I do suggest maybe getting 2 kettlebells if you wanted to go this route, in order for you to get a good grip and get the full exercises that you're used to doing with kettlebells. For $170, the fact that you get 4 different weights in one kettlebell, I think it does justify the price. So in my recommendation, I would say this kettlebell is more of a luxury than a necessity. Before getting this kettlebell, I would suggest just getting one heavier regular kettlebell, like a 45-pound or a 35-pound kettlebell, depending on where your strength is. It's going to be way more useful for you. You're going to be able to do way more exercise with it. And yeah, that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and leave a comment. If you have any questions or have any suggestions, I will be now reviewing a lot of my equipment to help you guys decide what you're going to be getting for your home gyms and for your home workouts. If you guys have any suggestions for what you want to see next, make sure to leave it in the comment section, and